Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. This is of a patient who attended with really hardened and crusted dead skin plugs in both ears, and they have to attend every 9 to 12 months, and it's been around that time since I last attended the clinic. We're just starting off with their left ear, which is typically the more difficult one to remove, and that's just because the skin plug here is a lot harder and it's near the entrance to the right hand side, so we call that the posterior lateral aspect of the ear canal. There's really strong adhesions against the canal, so it's very hard to separate the skin, but we do manage in the end. And I firstly inserted a Zollner suction probe, but it's soon very apparent that the surface of this dead skin was too dry and too hardened and crusted, and we weren't going to get any suction grip. So I'm just using the St. Bart's ear hook now, and I'm just leveraging this dead skin out of the ear and also resorting to the forceps just to help me pinch this plug, more lateral plug. And you can see I'm just going up and down, just trying to detach it from the canal wall. The forceps, it just teared some of the dead skin. It didn't actually remove it on that occasion. So I'm now using the Jobson horn and trying to get a bit more surface area in and behind the dead skin, and you can see I'm going a bit deeper in the ear and slowly just trying to bring it forwards. And I think I'm going to try to just use the forceps to separate it, so I'm almost slicing this dead skin into two, you just saw there. And it's this region where it was a bit more adhered, so it's right near the entrance, it's on the right hand side. So because it's at the back part of the ear canal, we use the phrase posterior. And because it's quite near the entrance, we also use the phrase lateral. So medial is the opposite to lateral, so medial means further away towards the eardrum. And I'll just use some forceps there, and I'm just trying to get the bottom jaw underneath, but I've got to be careful that I don't graze the canal wall with that bottom jaw, because that will be really uncomfortable for the patient. And although the forceps didn't remove all of it, it did help to separate it. So I just thought I'd go back in with the Jobson horn, just trying to get in and behind, and kind of scoop it out. I'm just going to be careful now. When I was just inserting the Jobson horn a bit deeper, that's on the bony part. But now we're more on the cartilaginous portion, so that's good. And I can put a bit more pressure. And once more, the Jobson horn just almost cut into this dead skin and separated it. So I've decided just to go underneath the dead skin here, trying to just separate it from the canal wall. I've got to just be careful again not to make contact with the canal wall. And you can just see there at the bottom of the ear canal, that's where it's got a bit of red there, and that's where the skin was really strongly adhered. And now I'm just using the suction probe again, and just see that's quite a surprisingly large piece of dead skin that was hiding away just behind the entrance. So it's a bit of a blind spot, that region. And quite often when you remove wax or dead skin, if you can separate the wax in that region, it helps to mobilise the remainder of the plug. So just removing this final plug with suction, just going to wriggle this out. And even this piece of dry skin is a lot larger than I was anticipating. Now with dead skin, of course, when you remove dead skin, it is slightly elastic, so it can stretch, but even taking that into account, and at the end of the video you'll see some still images. There's a large plug. There we are. So you can just see there to the bottom right, that's where it's just slightly blistered because we had to separate it from the canal. There's the eardrum, nice and healthy. And it's just there right here now. So at the top there's a little opening. So I'm just going to try to glide the ear hook into that opening. And I'm inserting it so the tip of the hook is going at a horizontal orientation. Then I rotate it clockwise and about 90 degrees, and we're just trying to embed it into the core and slowly bring this out. And I think the majority of this plug came out in a singular piece, so it's a bit easier than the left ear. However, there's a lot of dead skin around the canal wall. At the entrance, it was a bit more sticky and mushy. So you can see the eardrum, so the patient can hear a lot better already. But because we're on the cartilaginous portion, I just wanted to go back in and just trying to get some of this sticky dead keratin wax out. So So I'm just going to use a combination of a Jobson horn. I'm also going to use suction and some forceps. See, the patient's got quite a bendy, twisty ear. So if anyone's interested in watching some more videos, I've left the description and link in the description box below the video. But I've got another YouTube channel. It's my other company, Clearwax, and on that I'm just promoting more of my recently developed new device called the Waxscope. The view is completely different to the endoscope, and not for one moment can you compare the Waxscope to the endoscope. However, it's more user-friendly than the iClearScope, the endoscope. So quite a lot of ear professionals struggle to use the endoscope because it is a difficult skill, but once you've acquired it and you can see the view, there's nothing really that can compete with an endoscope. But some people find it difficult just to adjust and to use the endoscope. So for many years I was developing the Waxscope, and we're soon to launch it. So I've got another YouTube channel if anyone's interested in watching. It is a different view, but it has its other advantages. So the Waxscope essentially, it's like a handheld ENT microscope, and we've got different specula attached to it, and the specula is used instead of the endoscope, which is what we're doing here, to stretch the ear open. And that's the thing that people find difficult when using the endoscope, to stretch the ear open with the endoscope whilst visualizing the wax and skin, and simultaneously using the other hand to remove the wax. So feel free to watch it. Just follow the link in the description and it'll take you to the Clearwax channel. I've got about 40 odd videos there, so it just means a lot more video editing for me. I'm trying to upload as many videos as I am using the iClearScope. I don't want that to suffer. I know a lot of people prefer watching the endoscopic view naturally because it's just a better view. So I'm just trying to continue to upload as I was with the endoscope, but also I'm regularly uploading with the Waxscope. So it's more probably designed for ear care professionals who are interested, but I know a lot of subscribers do actually enjoy that view as well. So I'm just using a fine end just to get the skin. It's a bit irritating. It was just there. It just became separated from the canal wall. I think there was a bit of clarinetting, so I stopped at this stage. There we are. So I just stopped and I just went in with the forceps now, and I managed to, well, I will do in a minute. So just before I do that, I'm just going to use the Jobson horn just to get some of this soft, sticky earwax off the cartilage portion of the ear canal, to the outer third. So we're just going to be careful with the forceps now because we are on the bony part, so we do not want to make contact with that ear canal because it will be really uncomfortable. There we are, I've just managed to pinch it away. And again, I'm just going to go back to the Jobson horn just to finish, just to remove all this. These are different consistencies. I would say the left ear, both ears, the skin, dead skin keratin has got this kind of sticky, elastic texture to it, but I would say on the left side it was a bit firmer and harder and crusted, whereas this right side, after removing that initial plug, which is also a bit firmer and crusted, it was a bit more sticky and syrupy in texture. So that's all the skin that I removed, and I've also placed the ear hook and the tip of a pencil for some perspective. You can see it's quite a large hole. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and you're all keeping well and safe. In the UK, where I'm based, there's currently a heat wave, so it's tremendously hot here. Quite possible that temperatures hit 40 degrees, which would be a first in the UK. Anyway, take care, keep well, remember, be nice, be kind. Thanks, bye.